Alright, now let's see what the audio sounds like. Come on. Alright, well that's on. What if... Alright, now let's see what the audio sounds like. Oh! Okay. We have audio. Come on. Let's just go ahead and we're going to move the monitor over there. Alright, well that's on. And if any of my friends out there would like to jump in Discord and talk to me tonight, that's cool. You don't have to, don't feel obligated. If you would like, hey, I'm here. We have audio. Come on. Let's just go ahead and we're going to move the monitor over there. Sorry, I got to move little things around on my... There we go. Friends out there would like to jump in Discord and talk to me tonight, that's cool. You don't have to, don't feel obligated if you would like. Alright, turning down my phone. Okay, sorry. So let's actually get this started tonight. Welcome to Table Talk and Drinks, where, well, I drink adult beverages and talk about tabletop RPGs. We'll talk about rules that you may or may not know, one-shot ideas, campaign ideas, character ideas, and whatever else may come to mind. I'm your host, David Mode, and I am here tonight with myself, because my friends are all turds. Okay, so tonight we're going to be talking about D&D. I know everybody knows something about D&D. Some people don't know jack diddle about D&D at all. I'm here to just help bridge the gap. If you've got questions, throw them in the comments, and you know, we can see what we can get to. I don't know everything. I've literally got the D&D website opened right now, and I'm going to be reading stuff that I didn't know. And yeah, if you've got any comments or questions, hit me up, let me know, and you know, we'll see how long this lasts tonight. I don't have anybody to bounce questions off of tonight, so it is just me. And tonight I'm going to be talking about Eberron. Eberron is a pretty cool place. I played a Kalashtar out of the Eberron source book, and I loved it. Actually, if you catch our podcast, which you can get anywhere, called "A Snake, a Bowl, and a Dream," I am playing a Kalashtar, and named Abe. Sorry, it's been so long since I've played him, I almost forgot his name. And yeah, go check us out over there on that. Again, like I said, I'm David, and let's talk a little bit about Eberron. Some of the cool things that I have found about Eberron. Where is it? There's a little section in the Eberron book. It's called 7 Things to Know. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk they put 7 things to know in the book? It's really cool. The first one. The last war has ended. Sort of. Dragon-marked dynasties, lands of intrigue, a continent of adventure, from jungles to Kibara to the blasted hills and valleys of the demon wastes, from the skyscrapers of Sharn to the dinosaur-filled Talenta Plains. Eberron is a world of adventure. It's a world of magic, which makes sense. You got some new races that came in on the player's handbook. Orc, goblinoid characters, 4 new races. You got changelings, Kalashtar, shifters, and warforged, which came in the Eberron book. I have played a Warforged. Warforged Artificers are OP. That's like, that was one of my favorite classes, races to play. Like I said, I'm currently playing a Kalishtar Warlock. My patron is a quarry, which is really freaking cool. My DM was pretty cool about letting me play a quarry patron. I've never played a changeling. I've never played a shifter. What is number 7? D&D with a twist. So, every race, monster, spell, and magic item in the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual has a place somewhere in Eberron, but it might not be the place you expect. Eberron has a unique spot in the D&D multiverse, and many familiar elements of the game play different roles in the world. In particular, mortal creatures are products of culture and circumstances rather than the direct influence of the gods. As a result, you can't assume that a gold dragon is good or a beholder is evil. Only in the case of celestials, fiends, and certain other creatures whose identity and worldview are shaped by magic, such as the curse of lycanthropy, is alignment a given. That's something I didn't know. That's really cool. So if you were to play a campaign, let's say a homebrew campaign on Eberron, and the Black Dragons, they're acid dragons if I'm remembering it correctly. Let me just double check. I don't want to throw come on, why are you signing me out? I don't want to give anybody bad advice. I don't want back dragon. I said black dragon, you stupid thing. Ancient Black Dragon is chaotic evil, gargantuan dragon, who is... Ooh, it's an amphibious. Breathe air and water. Claw, frightful presence. Okay, it is acid. That's what I thought. I wanted to double check. Like I said, I don't want to give anybody bad... bad information. You got a black dragon, that's like the mayor of a town. It's totally good. Chill. Like, what's up? I'm just saying, like, you got somebody that comes over from, like, the Sword Coast, and they're just, they've been grown up around black dragons, and they're just like, wait one motherfucking minute. Not saying that you're going to have somebody from the Sword Coast in Eberron, but it could happen. It should happen. If it hasn't happened already, somebody should make it happen. Tonight I'm drinking Miller Lite. Not sponsored. Not at all. Not sponsored by anybody but me, myself, and I. Alright, so we're going to go into the history of Eberron just a little bit, and then I got a couple monsters that I want to cover that I just thought were kind of cool. Eberron has a bunch of progenitor dragons. Got Cyberes, Eberron, and Kyber. In the dawn of time, these three cosmic beings created 13 planes of existence, each embodying a concept. Their final work was the material plane, where all ideas would become manifest. A realm that could know war and peace, life and death, order and chaos. But cruel Kyber sought ultimate dominion over this new reality. She struck Cyberes without warning and tore him apart. Eberron wrestled with Kyber and bound the traitor in her coils, but could not defeat her. So Eberron became a living prison, a world that would forever contain Kyber's evil. Huh. So what happens if you were to break Kyber out of her prison, which is Eberron? Eberron is a dragon. Hey, I'm sure somebody out there has definitely created something around that, and I'd love to see it. So if you know of it, drop it in the comments. Let me know. I'd like to listen to that. Let's see. Languages. This one I thought was really kind of cool. I believe in my Icewind Dale campaign, we have a goblin who speaks Dwarvish. He doesn't speak Goblin, he speaks Dwarvish. One cool thing where is it, so languages in Eberron. In Eberron, languages reflect culture and geography. A dwarf raised in Breland might not know Dwarvish, but a halfling raised in Mrorholds might. That's kind of cool. The historical development of languages and cultures also explains the scripts used to write various languages. For example, the Orc language is written using the Goblin script, rather than Dwarvish, as stated in the player's handbook. Because the Orcs of Corvair learned writing from the Goblins. Them damn Goblins, they'd be out there teaching people. Common is the language of the Five Nations and the language of trade in Corvair, known by most of its people. Goblin was the trade language of the Goblin Empire of Dakan and survives as the primary language in Dargun, Drom, and the Shadow Marches. Goblin displaced the Orc language. The people of the Shadow Marches typically speak Goblin, and Orc is an exotic language. Members of all races in Zendrik speak Giant and use it as their trade language. Infernal is the common tongue of all fiends. Infernal is sometimes called Kyber's speech, while Celestial is the tongue of Cyberes. Standard languages, you got Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, and Redoran. Exotic, you've got Celestial, Dalkir, Draconic, Infernal, Orc, Primordial, Quarry, and Sylvan. My Kalishtar knew Quarry because, it made sense. It does say main speakers of Quarry are the Inspired, the Kalishtar, and the Quarry. I was a Kalishtar. Let's see, in the calendar for Eberron is a 7-day week. They're 24 hours long. Days are 24 hours long, divided into day and night. 7 days make up a week, 4 weeks a month, and 12 months a year. Sounds like Earth. The Earth we live on. The one I'm recording this on. The one you're watching on YouTube on. Unless you're on Mars. I don't know where you're at. Let's see. So the 7 days of the week are Sol, Mol, Zol, Wur, Zor, Far, and Sar. Common calendar of Corvair tracks the years since the founding of the Kingdom of Galifar using the abbreviation YK. There's 12 months. There's 12 months. Doesn't matter. Currency. Merchants and nobles use letters of credit to handle large transactions. Drawing on the reserves of the dwarven banks of the Mrorholds, but most day-to-day transactions use coins of precious metal. With the collapse of the Kingdom of Galifar, each of the 5 nations began to mint its own currency. Along with the Mror bankers, however, while the designs imprinted on these coins vary based on the source, each of these factions has continued to use the same metals, weights, and denominations set forth in the Days of Galifar, maintaining a simple standard for commerce across Corvair. These guys are pretty smart. Got the copper crown. Traditionally depicts the crown of Galifar on one face. The crown is the lowest denomination of coin minted under the rule of Galifar, which spawned the same. In Galifar, even the beggars have crowns. The silver sovereign bears the face of a living or recent ruler. An unskilled laborer can expect to earn a sovereign for a day's work. A gold Galifar bears the image of Galifar the First, the founder of the Old Kingdom. The Platinum Dragon bears the image of one of the dragons of legend with a value of 100 sovereigns. These coins are used only by the wealthiest citizens of Corvair, and the average peasant might never see such a coin. A number of other coins remain in circulations, such as the Double Crown of Breland, 2 copper point, the Silver Throne of Cyre, C-Y-R-E, pronounce it how you want. That's 5 silver. However, all the major nations of Corvair make use of the 4 basic coins described above. Alright. So that's from Eberron, obviously. I wanted to talk a little bit about this creature. I found it in Fizbane's. It's called a lion drake. So, the lion drake is a solitary and territorial predator with the long neck and wings of a brass dragon, and the head and body of a lion, including a luxurious mane on males. Sometimes known as dragonese, lion drakes rely on their ferocity and their frightful roar to overcome prey and drive off rivals. Lion drakes are ferocious hunters that range across well-established territories. They don't typically seek out people as prey, but these folk who encroach into lion drake territory are fair game, which feeds the creature's reputation as hungering for humanoid flesh. Picture a lion with big old dragon wings. Make the lion a little bit skinny, and you got a lion drake. They're a large monstrosity. They're typically neutral. Looks like they got an AC of 16, hit points average of 119. Their CR rating of 7. I just thought they were kind of cool looking. I've never ran into a lion drake. I've never seen a lion drake. I've never heard anybody talk about a lion drake. If you've got questions about lion drakes, hit me up. Go on the D&D website. Go to Fizbane's. They're in there. And another one from Fizbane's that I thought was really interesting is the metallic great worm. Everybody's heard of the great worms. I'm sure many people have heard of metallic great worms. But do you know how great worms become great worms? Because I didn't. I'm not one of the people that go around and just read the entire source books. There's like 30 of them that are official material and probably 10,000 that are unofficial. I kind of just read what I need to know for the current session and maybe a little bit more, but other than that, I'm not researching unless I need to. But either way, so the metallic great worm. Some of the oldest and wisest metallic dragons undergo, Jesus Christ, I can't even talk tonight. Some of the oldest and wisest metallic dragons undergo a miraculous metamorphosis to become great worms. This transformation is often wrought by Bahamut, who takes pride in elevating his worthiest children to a status approaching his own greatness. A metallic great worm's transformation often involves fusing the consciousness, the magic, and sometimes even the physical forms of multiple echoes of the same dragon across the worlds of the material plane. Several of the dragons identified as dragon gods, including Asterinian, described in the Brass Dragon section, Lindes and Tamara, are metallic great worms who have combined the essences of multiple forms to achieve this godlike status. Metallic great worms are among the largest creatures in the multiverse, overshadowing most other dragons. Mighty elemental forces swirl around them in response to their wishes, and their breath weapons can sap the strength from armies or lay waste to whole regions. I want to run across a freaking metallic great worm. Like, I'm talking, I want to be a level 20 party. I want to have an army of 10,000 freaking mercs. I want to fight a metallic great worm. That sounds awesome. Even if I lose. If you go on the bestiary and you go to the Justice and Mercy part of the Metallic Great Worm, there's a little side note in there about a couple of them, which is a pretty cool check. I would read it, but I don't want to get any copyright infringements. The Metallic Great Worm, though, it is a gargantuan dragon, metallic, typically lawful good. They got an AC of 22 and an average hit point of 565. It seems a little low. A speed of 60 foot, a burrow of 60 foot, a fly of 120, and swimming of 60. Huh. They've got 4 legendary resistances. Yeah. Metallic Awakening. Okay, never mind. Fucking 565 hit points is not too low. They got this thing called Metallic Awakening. And if you've never heard of Metallic Awakening, like I have never heard of it, so it recharges after a short or long rest. Fuck these guys. If the Great Worm would be reduced to 0 hit points, its current hit point total instead resets to 450 hit points. Resets to 450 hit points. So essentially, you're dealing with 1,000 hit point creature. It recharges its breath weapon, and it regains any expended uses of legendary resistance. Ugh! Ugh! God damn! Additionally, the Great Worm can now use the options in the Mythic Actions section for 1 hour. Award a party an additional shit ton of experience for defeating the Great Worm after its Metallic Awakening activates. Ugh! Holy shit! Alright, so it allows it to bite as a legendary action, and Shattering Roar, which is 2. So it gets 3 legendary actions. At the end of another creature's turn, it can only use 1, and then it regains its spent legendary actions at the start of its turn. Damn. Yeah, so I want to fight one of these things. I'm guaranteeing I'm going to die, but I want to do it. I think it would be really cool. Maybe, if you guys are just out there listening, my D&D party ain't listening to me. They ain't here. I mean, Corey's here. He doesn't count. I'm kidding, Corey. You count. Maybe I'll just throw one of these fucking Great Worms at them in Icewind Dale. Fuck these guys. They're like level 4, 5, 4. I think they're level 4. We'll throw a fucking Great Worm at them. That makes sense, right? It's only a challenge rating of 28. They can handle it. I have faith in them. Call me biased, but the great part of the Metallic Great Worm feels a little redundant. It goes without saying. Fizbin. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have ever used a Metallic Great Worm. And if you have, tell me how fucked your party was, or how fucked the town was, or how fucked the continent was. Because that thing seems, damn. It's fucking... It's got 2 different breath weapons. And it's sapping breath. The Great Worm exhales gas in a 300-foot cone. 300-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 25 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature falls unconscious for 1 minute. On a successful save, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws until the end of the Great Worm's next turn. Holy shit. It can change its shape. The Great Worm magically transforms into any creature that is medium or small, while retaining its game statistics. Did my headphones just die? Alright. That was weird. Yeah, so it can magically transform into any creature that is medium or small while retaining its game statistics, other than its size. That's crazy. Okay. Moving on. I picked a couple other monsters that I wanted to, just talk about. I'd never seen them. I might have heard their names in passing. The Coatl. Coutl. Coatl. Coatls are benevolent serpentine beings of great intellect and insight. Their brilliantly colored wings and gentle... Excuse me. Their brilliantly colored wings and gentle manner speak to their celestial origins. The Coatls, they kind of look like a Japanese Chinese dragon. They look like snakes and they got long wings. So they're divine caretakers. Coatls are created as guardians and caretakers by a benevolent god not worshipped since the dawn of time, and which is forgotten now by all but the Coatls themselves. Most of the divine mandates given to these beings are long since fulfilled or failed. However, a number of Coatls still watch over ancient power, await fulfillment of prophecy, or safeguard the heirs of creatures they once guided and protected. Regardless of a Coatl's task, it prefers to remain hidden, revealing itself only as a last resort. Coatls. How funny would it be? No, Corey, I have no faith. How funny would it be if you had a person in your party, let's say they're an ASMR, and they're a descendant of some fucking god, and the god's like, hey, Coatl, I want you to watch over my kid. And, you're fucking 100 sessions into your game, your ASMR goes down, it's like on the verge of death, and here comes this Coatl out of the fucking darkness to just fuck up whatever is messing this character up. I get, it's like, oh, you only did that to save my character, you didn't want me to die, and blah 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 blah. I mean, how can you really write that in and be like, no, literally the Coatl's been following you since the day you were born. I don't know if that needs to just come up, if the PC needs to say, hey, there's a Coatl that's following me since I was baby, or if that's a DM's choice. That's your table, you figure it out. Are you trying to hug the Coatl, or are you trying to hug the Great Worm? Because the Great Worm, you're dead. The Coatl, you're probably dead too. Fucking Corey. really cool thing about the coatl, though, is it's a truth teller. A coatl can't lie. But it can withhold information, answer questions vaguely, or allow others to jump to the wrong conclusions, if doing so is necessary to protect something, to keep promises, or to hide the secret of its existence. I thought this one was pretty interesting. So it's in the Ancient and Few. The mating ritual of coatls is a beautiful and elaborate dance of magic and light, which results in a gem-like egg from which a new coatl hatches. The parent that sought out the mate raises the newborn coatl so it can instruct it to its duties so that it can complete whatever task the parent leaves unfinished. I thought that was kind of cool. And let's see, I've got one more creature. And I'm definitely going to murder this name. So it's an Otyugh, Otyugh. And Otyugh is a grotesque, bulbous creature born along on 3 sturdy legs. Its eyes and nose set along a vine-like stalk that snakes from the top of its bloated body. 2 rubbery tentacles end in spiky, leaf-like appendages that the Otyugh uses to shovel food into its gaping maw. The Otyugh buries itself under mounds of offal and carrion, leaving only its sensory stalk exposed. When an edible creature happens by, the Otyugh's tentacles erupt from the filth and grab a hold of it. The Otyugh make the most of any opportunity to ambush and devour prey. They use a limited form of telepathy to urge sentient creatures toward their lairs, sometimes by pretending to be something else. It's a large aberration. It's neutral. It's just trying to eat. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's got an average HP of 114. It's got dark vision, limited telepathy. It's just got a bite attack. Let me go back to that coatl real quick because I didn't tell you. So its AC was 19. It's got an average HP of 97. It's got a speed of 30 and a fly of 90. It's got innate spell casting, which is kind of cool. And they're not really attack spells that it has. Detect evil and good, detect magic, detect thoughts, bless, create food and water, cure wounds, lesser restoration, protection from poison, sanctuary, shield, dream, greater restoration, and scrying. Like, none of those are attack spells. The coatl's weapon attacks are magical. That's cool. The coatl is immune to scrying and to any effect that would sense its emotions, read its thoughts, or detect its location. Sneaky, sneaky. What if a rogue had a coatl as a friend? I don't know. Okay, sorry, back to that Otyugh, because that's where I was at. They're symbiotic guardians. Sentient subterranean beings can coexist with Otyughs, employing them as garbage disposals. With such plentiful sustenance, Otyughs grow fat in their wallows, unmoved by any other drive or desire. This sedentary gluttony makes them reliable guardians. As long as it is fed, an Otyugh refrains from attacking other creatures. However, when an Otyugh... Oh, hi, Patty. As long as it's fed, an Otyugh refrains from attacking other creatures. However, would-be Otyugh masters can easily underestimate the quantity of waste, carrion, and meat necessary to keep an Otyugh from wandering off in search of food. More than one trained Otyugh has eaten its keeper after devouring all the waste in its wallow. That makes sense. These things, yeah. I wonder how well they would work in like a giant's cave or something. I don't know. I feel like the giant would probably eat all of its food, and the Otyug would end up trying to eat the giant. No, Patty, I didn't invite you. Honestly, I didn't think about it. I'm sorry. Maybe next time. Let's see. I have nothing really else to talk about on D&D today. I'm gonna be a turd if I wasn't invited. Hey, you're still a turd. So yeah, I don't have really anything else to talk about on D&D. But has any of you guys played Baldur's Gate? Because if you haven't, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Baldur's Gate is amazing. It's awesome. I haven't played in a couple of days. I just got into Act 3. I think I'm 80-something hours in the game. It's a great game. It's an awesome game. Larian Studios did a fantastic job. A fantastic job. Let's see. They, oh man. And there's just so many things. There's so many things. On TikTok, I've been hearing people, they're like, I'm 80 hours and I'm just barely leaving Act 1. And I'm like, how in the fuck are you 80 hours in Act 1? But then I think about it and I'm like, there's so much stuff that I missed. I can understand it. I rolled a 20. Can I hug the dragon? You want to hug the Great Worm or the that other one? Sorry, I'm drawing a freaking blank. Sure, you can hug it. It might hug you back with its claws. Either way, so yeah, Baldur's Gate, go check it out. Like I said, not sponsored by anybody. Tonight's going to be a shorter session because, like I said, it is just me. I don't really have anybody to bounce my ideas off of. The silver one. Yeah, you can hug it. I think it'll hug you back. Again, thanks for watching, listening to Table Talk and Drinks. Drop some ideas, conversations you'd like to hear about in the comments. Join us next time, and I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about. I know we're planning on doing a one-shot of Shadow Dark, hopefully soon. September 23rd, we will be going live with Icewind Dale. We've got our Icewind Dale campaign will be playing on September 23rd, so around noon Mountain Time. And Table Talk and Drinks, if I don't go live next Friday, it will be the Friday after, so it'll be the 16th. I think it's the 16th. Let me double check that calendar real quick. The 15th, I apologize. I'm going to try to go live next Friday, but I can't guarantee. Life happens. But I will try to go live on Friday the 15th. And Patty, if you get him a present, it depends on the present. So, yeah, like I said, you can hug him. I just can't guarantee what will happen if you do. But either way, like I said, thanks for watching tonight. And go check us. Go check out all of our other live shows on YouTube. Thanks again, and